Hi. Hey.
What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, let's get right into it. If you're a foodie like me and love great seafood, you gotta head on over to C3 Seafood and Bar. They specialize in the freshest seafood, finely crafted drinks, live entertainment, and unforgettable vibes. Let's not forget to mention the rooftop experience, only minutes away from the Las Vegas Strip, located at 4258 Spring Mountain Road, Suite 204. Whether you dine in or carry out, you won't forget this mouth-watering experience. Hope to see you there.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com. Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
2 and 1. What it do? We right here live and direct. It's hump day, baby. So you already know what it means. It's time to holla at the homie. And I am said homie 360 the Poet. And you know what it is. We right here live and in the mix on hot7025fm.com and also on my Instagram and Facebook Live. What's up, Lucy Lowe? What's up, BB2048? What's up, everybody that's tapping in and tuning in? I want to make sure y'all get a chance to say something out here in these good old internet streets today, because I'm pretty sure today's subject touches in with a little bit of everybody. But like I always got to get my disclaimer. You at the number one spot, whether online or in person, for any type of advice or consultations. But yet again, I have never been trained in any way, shape, form, or fashion in any type of psychology, psychiatry, or counseling. But what I have done is I've lived a colorful life. And I've been able to squeeze out some game from other people, and I'm able to squeeze it back out here to y'all when y'all ask the proper questions. So in a few months, y'all, I want to let y'all know, I'm going to give all my people that's out there on Facebook a heads up. In a minute, we about to be gone from the FB. We about to be leaving the FB. They don't want to store our stuff properly, and they don't want to treat us the way we supposed to be. Treat us like we supposed to be treated. You know what I mean? They can't treat us right. You know what I mean? They got to make sure they treat us right before we be out here and out. We will kick rocks on y'all. We be out there in the TT land and stuff like that, or other places that we already are, and on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. So we'll let y'all know exactly where we going to jump over, all my Facebook people, where we going to jump over to when that change occurs. So there it is. That's what we do. We out here, we reading letters, and anybody that's got any questions or comments or concerns, make sure you send us a letter or email me or send me a text or call me if you got my phone number, or text me. Either way. Or send it to email, holla@thehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. And that's how we do it out there. And And we get your questions answered. I sit down, I look over them, I read over them, I dissect them, I take myself some notes. And, because I'm not out here freestyling all this advice. I can, though. If you call in at 702-551-5261, I can answer you on the fly. Don't get me wrong. I'm the coldest freestyler in the game in all capacities. What's up, the real B. Neal? Bobby Neal in the building. What's up with you? Hey, man, I need to holler at you because I need to collaborate with you on this reunion that we got going on. So I need you to, hit me. DM me, Bobby. Let me know. We need to do a collaboration. We're going to do a whole nother page. Well, that's a whole nother subject. But we talking about friends today. We talking about friends that come around. They get invited. You know how it is. Sometimes people get an invite somewhere, right? You invite somebody somewhere and they come in and somehow the mood be changing sometimes, And you ask yourself, is it me? Is it them? Is it just the environment? You try to put them in different environments and ish still don't rock the right way. Then you got to start asking the right questions. Like, what is it that I am doing that is wrong when it comes to this person? Or is it me? That's what you got to ask yourself. But today's letter deals with something along those lines when it comes to friendship and relationships and being brought somewhere and changing the vibe. So we're going to dive straight into the letter. As it goes a little something like this. Dear Holla at the Homie, I need some real advice about a friend of mine who has mastered the art of being everywhere, but never in a good way. Let's call her, air quotes, Kelly. Anytime my friends and I make plans, somehow, some way, Kelly finds out and manages to get herself invited. Normally, I wouldn't mind. After all, the more the merrier, right? But here's the problem. The moment she shows up, the vibe dies. Now, Kelly doesn't contribute to the fun. She doesn't add to the conversation. Instead, she hijacks every moment to complain, mostly about her boyfriend, but honestly about life in general. The same stories, the same drama, the same I just don't know what to do speech, followed by absolutely no effort to change her situation. Now, I've even tried introducing her to different friend groups, thinking maybe she just needed a fresh dynamic. Nope. Same result. And now my older friends are looking at me like, why did you even bring her? And I don't want to be mean because I do care about her, but at this point, it feels like she's draining the fun out of every hangout, and I don't want to know how to set the boundaries without turning into a whole big thing. So, homie, what do I do? How do I handle this? How do I reclaim my social life without feeling like the villain? Signed, trying to keep the vibes alive. What up, Matt Seward? What'd you say? Singing friends? So many of us have exactly. That's what it is. It's about friends today, man. So when you bring them around, you can't bring everybody around everybody sometimes, especially when you feel that they vibe ain't even right in your own circle. That's the first thing I'm gonna throw out there. Again, I never tell people what to do. I try to stay as objective as I possibly can. I try to stay on both shoulders, angel's advocate, devil's advocate, whichever way you want to look at it, things like that. But I try to still give how I truly feel about it because I've got other online colleagues that chime in and give their advice as well. So when the person writes the letter, most time they sign in, they tune in, and they get their answer live and direct. But we also have other people on here giving them a little bit of advice as well because that's what we do. We are a community of advisors out here, but just based at the Holla at the Homie platform, right? So what's good, y'all? Let's bring it back. This is where we give the best advice. We bring people together. We have fun. We politic. We fellowship. We do all those things right here on Holla at the Homie, right? But so first I want to just say that hit me deep in my soul because, again, like I said to you all, I'm pretty sure we've got somebody who changes the dynamic in a lot of our hangouts. Whether it's the one friend who never wants to do anything because ain't got the money or because they've never experienced anything. They don't want to try different foods or, we've always got somebody who has a way of changing the dynamic of the hangout. And we're talking about how do we handle this? How do we not just handle them, but handle how we respond? What's up, Tony Alexander? What's going on with your brother? Tone Arm, DJ Tone Arm's in the building. But that's the thing about it. We try to figure out how to, I almost got in trouble, how to handle the situation and let's try to handle the person, right? Because each situation may change. The shoe may be on our foot the next time. Things may be different the next go round, right? So how do we go about handling this? Let's break it down. You got a friend who manages to pop up at every function. Now, okay, they just happen to, but instead of adding to the fun, they draining it from the room, right? So let's first step first. You got to limit this friend's, because you got to think about it. It's like having a bad Wi-Fi signal, because instead of adding to the room, they're draining from it, right? You got everybody looking and searching for why is this person here? And you know what I mean? We'll just call them a bad Wi-Fi signal. And the worst part is that the same complaints, the same boyfriend, the same life issues, same woe is me energy, that same thing every single time with no movement towards changing it. That's where it gets a little, because we never don't want people to feel like they can't confide in us, right? That's my whole thing. That's the reason why I opened up this platform, to try to get people to confide and try to get some stuff off your chest, right? But we also talk about progression. We also, Al Rich in this, that's what I'm talking about. We also talk about progression. Would you say that the real B. Neal been around people like that years ago? At that age, I pick my circle and people I let go without that don't do me wisely. You know that where I'm from going, and I have a blast no matter what. And that's the thing about it is, and that's me. I'm one of those. I'm a chameleon at any function, right? I can get along anywhere with anybody. Maybe not anywhere with anybody. I just choose not to go to places that I know I can't get along at. I'm not going to show up no Klan rally, and just get along with all the folks out there with the pointy hats. I'm not going to do that. But, I can pretty much, if I'm dropped in a situation, an ocean of a situation, I can swim my way to either shore or I can tread the water while I'm at that place. So I either got a chance to bounce or I got a chance to stay and stay alive in the situation, right? So, and I get you on that, the real B. Neal. Sometimes people, you get around people, you have to choose who you stick and stay around, right? And that's where I'm talking about with this. Some people go through rough patches, and as a friend, you want to be supportive. And at a certain point, though, it's like you've given them advice. You've talked to them. You've spoken with them. We've talked about this before. That's how everybody in the circle knows, here we go again. Same old dog, just a different day. You know what I mean? That's where X got that song from. He probably was tired of listening to one of his homeboys up in Yonkers like, hey, yo, bro. Hey, yo, we gonna talk about this again? Here we go again. Same old, you got to growl at him. What's up, Dakari Kofi? Dak wasn't on here at 3. No, I'm just messing with you. That's my dog. I love my brother. He probably was out there doing something. But this is where you got to start to break things down, right? First of all, you said you don't know how to set the boundaries. In your letter, you said, I can't set the boundaries without turning this into a big thing. You don't know how to, right? But that's what we're going to focus on. How can you create the boundaries without making it into a big thing? First things first, you have to limit her access. Huh? What you say, 360? Yeah. Because if you think about it, she's not magically appearing at places. Somebody's inviting her. That somebody might even be you, indirectly or unconsciously, So the first thing you got to do is tighten your circle. We talk about that, right? I keep my circle as tight as a fist. You know what I mean? Because on the inside is where true loyalty exists. So you got to tighten your circle and start making plans, smaller plans. Not make them smaller as far as how you talk about them. Make them more in a more controlled setting. You can't just be out at the happy hour with everybody because she part of y'all circle somehow. But that she might be that extra link on the outside. She might be the extra key ring that just connect with y'all. And you know how that is. You're only tight as your weakest link, right? So in order to get this link off of y'all, chain of friends, you have to be able to do things in a more controlled environment. You can't be out at happy hour talking about, girl, I was on the Airbnb site the other day looking at that for our trip. And she'd be like, what trip? You got to keep it in a controlled environment when y'all discuss the details. Because she's not, unless she's got y'all cloned or something like that. Don't get me wrong. Some single white female, single black female, whatever the movie is today, single black male, single white male, whatever. That's out there stalking their friends. Some people get a little stalkerish from time to time. And if you got somebody and they feeling stalkers, that's a whole nother letter, right? Write me another letter if you feel like she's stalking you. But in this instance, it seems like she somehow gets invited. You said she always finds a way to get herself invited everywhere, but not in a good way. You started your letter off with that. So if they're always getting invited, somebody's doing the inviting. So you got to figure out first who that is and find out, is it you indirectly? And that you'd handle that by putting it in a more controlled setting as y'all making plans. Don't make it such a grand gesture. And if she asked about it, keep it vague. Oh, girl, that was just, last minute thing. Because it was the last minute when you found out. You're not lying. It's the last minute when you found out. Because you have to be understanding that if she's going to continue to bring the vibe down, then if you're the one bringing her to the circle, now I can understand in your main circle, but you said you tried to introduce her to other friends to see if it was just an environment thing, right? And it was just still her. So now if she's bringing this same woe is me energy everywhere she goes, then it's her. So now you have to find a way to wean her off of y'all. Not saying that they ain't the homegirl no more. It's just sometimes it's just I don't really want to be around you while I'm on the beach. I'm supposed to be grounding. I'm supposed to be relaxing, and you giving me tension talk. Or say it wasn't really a big deal. Just a few of us just was catching up. Over time, she'll get the hint. She'll get it. I promise you she'll get the hint. Anybody would, But you got to be kind of like more, what would I say, selective on talking about, because it's not like you're trying to hide it. That's what I want to say. I don't want to feel like you being sneaky. Don't make this feel like a sneaky thing, right? Don't make it feel like you just being like secretive behind your friend back, because that comes off as feeling shady. I'm not saying be that way with it. What'd you say, Lucy Lowe? Have you tried to have a good conversation with her about her vibes? That's another one. We're gonna touch on that as well. Exactly. After you limit the access, you go to that one-on-one talk. But how do you limit the access first and see if that works? Or, because if you really don't want her to get the hint as far as like, we don't want to be around you, we just don't want to be around that energy. And everybody's, a lot more people are into the energy that surrounds them now and what they allow themselves to be subjected to, right? So if she's one of the people who's a succubus of the good vibe, then nobody wants to pay thousands of dollars to be at a resort and have to hear about this. Nobody wants to pay $50 to be at a spa, getting your nails done or something in the girl circle talk and have to hear about this woe is me. Girl, we trying to relax. Catch up, Mustard. You're not getting the hint. As far as when we try to redirect this conversation, we're going to get into that as well. But like the thing about it is after you limit the access to your plans, like Lucy Lowe directed toward, she said, you have that one-on-one talk. If you care about Kelly, and it sounds like you do, like I said, you call her Kelly, you care about your friend, and it sounds like you do, you may need to pull her to the side. It's okay to pull people to the side and be like, hey, let's talk for a second. Can we talk for a minute? Pull it to the side and have a real conversation, not in a group setting where she can deflect and, talk to other people. What do you ask other people, what are they thinking about it? No, this is how you feel. You brought this to the table. This is your thoughts. These are your words. How do you feel about it? Talk to her about how you feel about it. Let her know gently but firmly that you noticed a pattern. I love how I say that, gently but firmly. What'd you say, Dakari Kofi, the dreaded Debbie Downer? She must just be direct with her vibes. Don't kill the vibe. You will not be invited again. Exactly. He said, just be direct with her. Dakari Kofi said, be straight up with her. Like, hey, Debbie don't kill my vibe. Debbie don't kill my vibe. What up, TS? You grab one. What's happening with you there, Jay Remy? You know what I mean? So you had to have that direct conversation with her. that one-on-one and be direct, be gentle but firm. Don't go hard like but still let it be known like, hey, this is how I really feel. Just say something like, I've been feeling like a lot of our conversations lately have been focused on the same things. That's the way you can start it. Like, I feel like our conversations have been focused on this subject after this subject, on the same things. And inside that, and I want to support you. I would love to support you. I'm always here to support you, but I feel like it's affecting the vibe when we hang out. How do you tell somebody that they affecting the vibe when y'all hang out? You have to let her know, I'm here to support you. I want to support you, but this is killing the vibe. Kelly, tell her straight up, like Dakari Kofi said, don't kill the vibe, girl. Because, and again, if she's talking about these woe is me things, you don't want to hit somebody that's already in a down place even more while they down. You don't want to kick somebody while they down. That's the thing about it. You never want to do that, especially the people you care about, right? But if she's just bringing y'all down, then that's a whole different way to look at it. She's just not down by herself like, oh, I need help. Like, because the first time she told you, yes, that's how she was. She needed help in that situation. But if it just continues to happen over and over, if it just continues to be the same thing, if it just continues to control the narrative in every conversation that y'all have, then now she's not down, she's pulling you down. The Debbie Downer, like Dakari Kofi was just saying. She's being a Debbie Downer. So if she's bringing you down there with her, you got to fight to get back up. So it's not like you kicking her while she down. You just trying to lift yourself back up in a way where it's like, hey, I'm not trying to be down there with you. If you're not going to do anything about it, if you're not going to try to get an answer to your questions or get a solution to your problems, then I'm going to leave you there, baby. I'm going to leave you right there, right here, right now. I'm going to leave you right there. I have to, because if not, it goes back to what I was talking about in one of my poems. We talked about it maybe a few months ago. When you try to help somebody, what'd you say, the real B. Neal Debbie would have to go? Yeah, when you try to help somebody that doesn't really want to be helped, then, like, say, for instance, you try to help somebody that's drowning, and they fighting against you. As a lifeguard, they tell you, let them go. As a lifeguard, they tell you this. So in life, you can't guard her from her own wanting to be drowning syndrome. You know what I mean? She wants to be drowned. Debbie Downer, Debbie Drowner. You know what I mean? As a lifeguard, when they were training us. They said if the victim starts to fight against you, your first move is to let them go. Not leave them. Let them go. See how you want to fight and do all that? Let's see if that's helping you tread. Or if you're going to calm down and figure out a way for me to help you. If you're not going to let me help you, I'm going to let you go. Because you're bringing me down there with you into the abyss of your mess. And we just trying to kick it. We just trying to kick it, Kelly. We just trying to kick it, Debbie Downer. We just trying to have a good time. You got to let her know these things. Like, I'm not talking to you this way because I don't rock with you. I'm talking to you this way because I do, and I want to continue to rock with you, but you're making it difficult. You're making it hard for me. You know what I mean? Like, you're making it hard for me to hang with you, homegirl, because you are constantly dragging me down. And who wants to be around somebody like that? I don't. I'm one of the most upbeat person you'll ever find. And I don't even if I'm on 10 and they on -5, I don't even want to be down on 5 just to try to kick it with them. You're messing up my average, homie. Would you say ain't nobody got time for Debbie? You're right. Lucy Lowe, ain't nobody got time for Debbie Downer. But you have to, if you care about it. And again, like I said, in your letter, it appears that you care about your friend. It appears that you trying to salvage her kick-itness, right? But she need to learn how to truly kick it without complaining. Sometimes people get away to leave the rest of their issues at the crib. I know I do. If I'm on an island, if I'm on the sand, I ain't gotta be on the island. If I'm just if my toes is in the sand, in the grass, and I'm grounding, I don't want any of that negativity. No. Negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, Kelly Crybaby. I don't want none of them with me. None of them. Because at that moment, I'm trying to refuel. And if she's taken away, it's like that's like you getting a full tank of gas. And to my California people, I was just out there, $7 a gallon. Shit. I'll either have me a Elon car or one of them scooters that I charge up in the living room. I don't care what nobody, they pay no $7 a gallon. Anyway, that's like you filling up your Hummer with that $7 a gallon gas, right? And the whole time you driving, it's another car right beside you just sucking it all out of it. Oh, let me get that. Let me get that. They filling up their Yugo. She filling up her Yugo. Overspilling all on the side everywhere. Because everywhere you go, everywhere she go, you go. That's why she filling up her Yugo. You go, I'm going to just follow behind you, and I'm going to just fill up my tank off of you. But that's not fair to you. That's being a succubus, right? So you have to, one, limit your access on how you plan. So limit her access to how you plan. That's what I mean to say. Limit how much she has information about your plannings and comings and goings. Because again, she's not magically finding out about this. Two, you have to have that one-on-one talk. Right? Okay? Sit her down, be like, hey, this ain't working. The way you got me feeling is not working for my whole growth as a person. I'm trying to grow and you bringing me down low. So that's the conversation, that one-on-one conversation. Step 3 is my favorite step in it all. It's like a redirect and a distance combo, like pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? You got to redirect, send her that way, and pop, pop, get some distance, right? But not physically, not literally. What I mean by that is some people like Kelly don't want solutions. A Debbie Downer does not want solutions. They like being down. They just rather have you somebody else with them down there so they can be like, okay, cool, I can wallow in it. And that ain't cool. Would you say, I wonder if she was jealous of you and your friend's friendship, the jealous, envious woman really disrupt your group? Ooh, what was that? Came out of left field. Pow! Pop me in the head. I didn't even think about that, Dakari Kofi. I didn't even think about that fact. She might be jealous of you and your other friends' friendships. So she want to destroy the whole time y'all together. That, because would it be on both sides? That, what's up, D Wills? Would it being on both sides like that? That's it, man. Listen, that's something. That's a point right there, Dakari Kofi. She might be jealous of the friendships you have with your other friends and may not want nobody. If she can't have you, nobody can. Ooh, wow, that was a good one. See, that's why I love my online colleagues. Because y'all be coming through with some real deal. Like, I ain't even contemplating because I'm such a, yeah. I ain't even thinking about the jealousy. I ain't even think about the jealous. Jealous. She might be jealous. That was a good point, Dakari Kofi. Because some people like her just want to vent endlessly, right? They want to always vent. They want to, what I think about people like that is that gives them a chance to be on stage. Some people cannot not be on stage. I may seem like somebody that's like that, but I know how to play backstage from time to time. But people always just seem to invite me to the front of the stage. But I'm always ready. But I know how to play the background. Somebody like this, they always want the focus light on them, that spotlight. You know how it is when the stage go dark and everybody just focus on that one person doing their monologue. And this monologue that they giving y'all is the same one over and over again. It's like a rerun of the same show because you know the outcome. Nothing different. So when you have this redirect and distance combo. You have to consist of like, how we gonna fix it though? That's a question. How we gonna fix your woe is me? Because it's you, not me. How we gonna fix your woe is you? You know, it starts up again, like try shifting the conversation. This is what I mean by redirect and distance, right? When it come up again, just say, for instance, just metaphorically, you boxing, right? You boxing, you know, and the conversation come up. All you got to do is shift the conversation. Hey, girl, we talked about this a few times. You know, put that shoulder up. What's the plan? How we fix this? You know, and what you're doing is you preventing yourself from getting wrapped up in this, getting smacked across the face with this again, because you got your guard up, because she talking about it again. We talked about this. How we gonna fix it? Protect your chin. I'm speaking metaphorically, but those who know how to fight know I'm telling y'all to protect yourself. Can't leave yourself out there like this, like, girl, how we gonna fix it? Nah, because then she can be like, well, and then it's bam, 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 bam. They tagging your ass. But if you like this, how we gonna fix it though? What we gonna do? What's the plan? And if she dodges you and just want to complain and just be like, well, girl, you know, I don't know, I'm, you know, then that's when you just got to keep it moving. Pop, pop, get out the ring. It's self-defense at that point. You're not on the attack anymore. You never were. You're really always defending yourself, but now you're just keeping yourself. That's where you make the distance. Whew. Well, if you ain't got no idea, neither do I. You on the inside looking out. I'm on the outside looking in. You know all the nuances of what your issues are. And if you don't have a clue on what to do, possibly, like that's like playing spades with somebody and they ain't even got a possible. You can't possibly make a book. You don't know how to possibly make a book. I know you got the little joker over there. I know you sitting on the little joker. I saw it. And you don't know how to possibly make a book? Then that means you're not even trying. So if that's the point, then I'm going to get up from the table with you. I can't play with you. What up, R-Beezy? 2-4 in the building. I can't play with you. You got to, at that point, and what you mean by, you know, I'm speaking, you know, metaphorically, but what you can literally do is change the subject. Cut the convo short. And if she's still bringing the energy down, then slowly distance yourself from her. That's the only way you're going to find an exit route. This could mean, you know, sometimes you got to cut people off cold turkey. It ain't nothing to cut that. Oh, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to cut people off cold turkey. You know, you don't have to unless you want to. But just know it's a possibility. You don't have to, but unless you want to. But it does mean limiting how much of your time that she gets. Right? I'm into exploring like the idea that Kari Kofi spit out there. Like maybe she might be jealous of the situation. And that's worth addressing. And if you've never thought of it that way either, because you didn't put that in your letter, that you sense that it might be any type of jealousy or any issues going on amongst the rankings of your friendships, you know how it is. You know, every friend group got them, right? And it's not a ranking in who's the best of the best friend, but it's certain people that are better friends with each other, are closer to each other. Like I got a whole group of friends, right? A whole group of us, right? You've seen us, you've seen our photos, but it's certain ones that I know I'm going to gravitate more towards spending a few extra moments with just because the vibe is different amongst us. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like against the other friends, just the vibe be different, you know? You know what I mean? you say tell her to come to Jigga's B-Day weekend. He said that'll fix her. That will. Going down in H-Town, June 6th through the 8th. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like sometimes, you know, people don't want to be fixed and they want to complain, but maybe she's jealous of the situation. You know, and everybody got a different feeling about different friends within the friend circle, right? So maybe that's part of the conversation that you can address. Like, so, I know we all hang, girl, but, and, you know how you and I are, and you know how me and such a, how does that go over with you? And I don't want you to, you don't have to say, I don't want you to feel threatened, because people think, well, what do I feel threatened for? No, just ask, how does that go over with you? Never assume that somebody is feeling a certain way, even though you may be thinking it in your head. Just that because it's your thoughts doesn't mean that that's their reality. Your perception of them doesn't mean that it's their reality of themselves. It could be what you feel and you believe. Perception is reality of what you perceive, you believe, right? But just because you perceive it for them doesn't mean that they believe it for themselves. That's what we got to try to make sure we give some grace in that, right? Allowing people to say, like, well, that it doesn't bother me. Or you can say, or they can say, it kind of bugs me a bit, just because I know how. What's up, Twin J2? Or it bugs me a bit because I know how, you feel about them. And again, like, that's how you ask the question. Like I got friends that are best friends. I mean, two of my best friends are twins, but I hang with them differently. When I'm in their town, I'm over one of their house. But that don't mean I don't rock with the other one just as tough. It's just that I vibe, differently around, one of them's household. It's in my old stomping grounds, But it's never like an issue. But if I ask the question to one of them, like, if they had an issue, like, why you never come stay at my house? I'd be like, you know what? Next time, I'm there. Open up the chateau. I'm there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's never like anything like that, but it's a way you can have that conversation. This is why I'm breaking it down to you, Miss Trying to Keep the Vibes Alive. If what's up, P. Bickums? What's going on with you, baby? If that's the thing about it, if that's how you truly feeling, then ask the question. Like, how does my friendship with these other groups make you feel about my friendship with you? Does it apply any pressure in any type of way? Because sometimes, would you say, Ray Butler, everyone is not a team. It hurt, but it's true. And that's understandable. That's understandable. Teams stand for together, everyone achieves more. So if we move like a team, we move like a unit, then that's what's up. We'll achieve more. That way, if we can talk like a team, because every team don't mean everybody get along on a team. You got teams out here winning championships, and the starting five don't even like each other. So think about that. Yeah, we on a team. We just operate differently with each other. The back court and the front court operate differently. Or, I may throw alley-oops to somebody more than the other person because they make my alley-oop look sweeter. Yours might be plain. You may just put it in the rim. And he going to reverse that thing and put us on Sports Center. It's never an issue as far as like who ranks more in a friendship. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to outrank anybody in a friend circle, because y'all all there as, as a unit, right? So if you think of it as a unit, y'all the same platoon. God is your platoon, you know what I mean? Is your sergeant. Whoever brought y'all together. What do you say, Ray Butler? Exactly. Know your position. That's the only difference. The same platoon, somebody is a gunner. Somebody may be good with explosives. Somebody, may be good at reconnaissance, but we still the same team. Exactly. Or I can't jump. You're right, P. Bick. I can't jump. That's why I throw the alley-oops. That's why everybody got to know your position, know your role, know your lane. You know what we always say, there's never any head-on collisions when you in your own lane. There's never any traffic when you in your own lane. Because you control the flow. So it's like, and that's where a lot of us run into issues, because we don't talk about the insecurities that we may be feeling within our own friend groups. That's why I started Holla at the Homie. Because I wanted my homies to holler at me. Or I wanted to have an opportunity to holler at them. It ain't always about me receiving these questions. No, I give them too. I ask. Shoot. Ask my homies from this weekend. I was all in their head like, man, what would you? We talking. That's how we knew we was old. That's how we figured like, man, we old. We talking about this type of stuff in this environment, in this setting, and this is what we talking about. But it was serious. We had a chance to holler. Exactly, Ray Butler. He said, if you the center, quit trying to be a guard. Quit trying to bring the ball down if you get in the post. Stay in the post. You know? So it's not about that's where you have to stay, but that's where you do best at. And you do better than me there. So I'd prefer you to be there than me to be there. I'm not going to be the person that you call to set up the table at the club. No, but I'm going to breathe the life at the end of section. Because I don't even know who to talk to. I don't even know who got the right clipboard for the table I want. I ain't even going to lie to you. But I know people who do. I got a crew who does. So I lean on them for what I lean on them for and let them lean on me for what I'm good at. So if this person is constantly bringing the vibe down, you got to ask them like where does this muster up from? Mustard! Where does this come from, right? She was shaking her head at all my little sayings. Like, you know, where is this coming from? You know, especially girls, y'all can call each other all kind of names. Boo, boo, boo. Where this coming from, boo? Like, come on, let's talk this out. Sir. Like, you know, ask each other these questions. Would you say Twin J2? Some friends bring out the different parts of you, but that's not a bad thing. And that's right. And it's not a bad thing. Like my homeboy Nigel, he find a way to quietly hype me up in any environment. Like any environment. He knows the right words, but not like he to be my hype man, so I turn into the hyper man. No, he know how to come and whisper in my ear the right things, and he get me on 10. Different friends bring out different things. And that's good because that shows y'all diversity. That shows how unique you are and lets you know that we don't all have to bring all of the same things to the table. Yeah, in order to get along and to be friends, we got to have something in common. We had something in common. You know, you had to have something in common in order to be friends, right? I don't know. What's the song count for today? You know, it's like you have to have something that y'all mesh the same with, right? Whether it's y'all like the same type of shows or y'all went to the same school or y'all were in the same fraternity or sorority or whatever the case it may be, right? Something brought y'all together. So that's y'all sameness. But within that, explore your uniqueness. What'd you say, Ray Butler? You shouldn't be around people that are looking to get you out of your character. And that's the main thing. I don't want to be, and that's my thing. Y'all know I call myself what's up, Steve Bratt, my fellow 5-footer. What's happening? You know what I mean? It's not like we trying to, you know, be in a circle of like, oh, girl, what's wrong? You know, so that's not what y'all trying to do. But it's not like y'all trying to shun her either. Even the Yellow Jackets come together in a little circle on their show, even though one of them going to eat each other after a while anyway. They know somebody going to kill them and eat them. But they still come together. So it's okay if she's trying to make movement when y'all try to advise her. But if she's not trying to make any movement, then that's when the one-on-one conversations come in. Like, look, hey, like I said before, girls, y'all can call each other all kind of stuff. And get to the root of things. Y'all like to talk. Y'all like to talk to each other. So just do it in a one-on-one setting to where, and you know, I always say, don't be non-confrontational. You want people to be like, you know, receptive to the things you're asking them. That way they'll give you the true answer. Like I always say, it's not the message, it's the delivery. You know, you can throw a 70-yard bomb down the field and it could be a duck. But you can throw a spiral 10 yards and get a touchdown off of it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the delivery. How you going to get me this message? How we going to get to the promised land? How we going to find an answer to what we trying to do? How, Sway? By asking the question of her. Be like, hey, Kelly, so look, I know we've been having these conversations lately, and I would really like for them to find a resolution to, because I'm your friend. I don't want you to be going through this, especially not repeatedly. It's almost like you got terminal illness of sex. I want that for you. I want you to be able to somehow come out of this on the other side shining like new money. But in order for her to understand that, you have to give her delivery of that message that she can be receptive to. Everybody can't take haymakers. Some people you just got to tap a little bit, tap a little bit, tap a little bit until they realize that, you know, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm understanding what you're saying. I'm receptive to it. Then maybe they'll come back with, you know, haymakers of their own that you didn't even know. Superman of the car biz. You know, sometimes they'll come back with haymakers of their own that you didn't even know exist because you never took the time to find out the root. Because if they're just, you know, bringing the vibe down all the time, you automatically you're gonna automatically be dismissive, like, ah, man, here she goes, here we go again, you know. And if that's your energy going in, then you might not hear the underlining issue that continues to plague her. That's another way to look at it, you know. So let's recap before we end up with this recap, right? So first things we said is you want to limit her access to your plans. If she's always bringing the vibe down, then limit the access on how much she knows about the plans that are happening. But in order for that to not feel sneaky, you got to be transparent in how you do it. You know what I mean? If you got to tighten your circle. You got to find out ways to kind of like, you know, make the plan smaller, make it in a more controlled environment, make sure the settings are different, you know, and keep it vague without being sneaky. You know, after that, then you want to have that one-on-one talk with her like, hey girl, my guy, my dog, whatever you want to call her. This, bruh, you know, girls call each other bruh now. Bruh. This ain't working. What we gonna do to fix this? How we gonna fix it? You know, and in that one-on-one talk, and not even just that, be like, hey, I've been noticing things been moving this way every time we together. Is there something I can do to help this from happening repeatedly? Then after you have that one-on-one conversation, then it comes to like, okay, let's figure out a way to protect myself, protect yourself in this situation, Miss trying to keep the vibes alive. How do you protect yourself? How do you put your guard up against your friend? I'll go, you know, switch up, southpaw, right hand. How do you go put your guard up against your friend that just wants to vent endlessly? Would you say this is why I rise in silence? And that's another thing. You know, real G's moving silence like lasagna. That was one of Lil Wayne's most subliminal lines, if you ever think about it, if you just think about the simplicity of it and how much it really means. You know, if they want to endlessly vent, start shifting the conversation when they start venting, right? What I mean by that is be like, okay, girl, we've been through this a few times. All right, check it. But what's the plan, though? You know, come at her like that. But what's the plan, though? And like they said, be firm, and direct. You don't have to be abrasive. Like, you know, I'm tired of hearing about this. You know, you don't have to be that way. Be like, okay, yes, we've said this a multitude of times. So now, to stop us from ever having to say it again, what's the next step? And if she try to dodge you and she want to complain and then that's when you keep it pushing. Keep on pushing. That's when you keep it pushing. UGK. Kick rocks, wearing flip-flops and no socks. Be out. You start distancing yourself by, you know, first you change the subject, keep the conversation short, you know, and if she still keep trying to bring that energy, then, man, that's when it start time to be like, you know, all right, I'm going to holler at you. And again, that doesn't mean cutting her off cold turkey unless you want to. Because in your letter, even your words, you said it yourself that you care about her. She your friend. So right now, this may be a season. If it's been going on for some years, hey, think about the Bible. But how many seasons? I mean, was it 40 years they was in season? I'm a little rusty on my religion, but rusty on my religion. You know what I mean? It was 40 seasons, 40 years in the desert they had to spend, right? So maybe this person is just in their desert right now. So you may not want to cut her all the way off, but then again, you may want to. The prodigal son returned, right? His daddy cut him off. Prodigal son returned and run things. She may come back bigger, better, and badder. But then, again, like I say, it's both sides. I never tell you what to do. I just give you options of what can be done. That's my job here, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not responsible for her happiness. Let's let that be known. You're responsible for your happiness. And someone is consistently ruining the mood every hangout and you set all the right boundaries, or you trying to set all the right boundaries without feeling guilty, then your friends don't want to keep dealing with it, neither should you. What'd you say, 40 years going around one rock? There we go. And that's what I'm talking about. 40 years going around one same little rock. 40. And people get stuck. They get stuck in that cattle run. So you can try to redirect them gates by talking to her, and maybe she'll be able to chance to run free and gallop on out that thing. Or maybe she's just going to find a way to block herself off and be stuck in this maze and don't know how to get out. And at that point, why, like I said before, as learning to be a lifeguard, they taught me one of the best lessons ever. If somebody you are trying to save fights your help, let them go. I think you got to let it go. Or not, So to my letter writer, I just want to say thank you again. You've tried these different approaches, and I've tried to give you a few different other options. And, that tells you everything you need to know about young Kelly. Hopefully it will. And if any of y'all else out there got some issues or problems, you know what to do. If you got my number, call me or text me. If not, hit me at holla@thehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. And until I breathe in y'all direction again, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'm 360 the Poet. I'm going to holla in a minute.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 702.5FM.com.